to the following menu. If this is an emergency, such as an animal bite to a human, sick, injured, or aggressive animal, press 1. One moment, please.
Animal Control, this is Officer Sherman. How may I help you?
Hey, Stacy, it's Ashley.
What do you need?
What did I need? You had told me that you would not put my animals up for adoption until after the trial.
All right, well, I'm going to put you on hold, all right? And I'll see if I can get someone who knows what's going on to talk to you, all right?
I thought you were Stacy.
No, this is Officer Sherman.
Oh, I thought you said Sherva. I'm sorry.
No. All right, I'm going to put you on hold, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, it's Stacy.
Stacy, it's Ashley.
Hello.
You had told me that you weren't going to put my animals up for adoption until after the trial date.
I never told you that.
Yes, you did. When you had me arrested, you said that if I surrendered them, that I would not get them back until after the trial date.
No, ma'am, what I told you is I would take care of them. You made me promise. Remember?
No, ma'am.
Yes.
When I was in the house, you told me that I had to call a veterinarian about Apollo and Phantom, right or wrong?
That part's true.
And I did call them. I called Animal Trustees of Austin. I scheduled an appointment, right or wrong?
That's true, too.
Yes, I did. And you explained to me that if I was to surrender them to you, that I would not be allowed to get them back this time until after the trial.
I never said
and I
that.
said that I did not want to do that because I did not want to have to pay all those fees.
I never told you when you could or couldn't get them back.
Yes, you did.
Oh, actually, I didn't, because as far as I knew, Tammy was going to take care of them.
That's not what I was told, Stacy. You told me to my face because that's why I told you that I would take them to the vet. And you said, you can't miss that appointment. You are not allowed to miss that appointment. And I said, I won't.
I did tell you that you were not allowed to miss that appointment. But I never told you. At that point, why would I have told you that you couldn't get them back when I was leaving them in your care to take them to a veterinarian? Your story doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does make sense because you told me that as long as I took them to a vet, that I could keep them in my care, but that they needed emergency care, and if I was to surrender them to you, that this time you would not allow me to get those two back until after the trial date. I never surrendered my animals to you. I was informed that I was not going to be allowed to get them back out. I don't want to surrender them to you. I want them back.
Ashley, I have never said that you surrendered them to me. Not one time. I have no documentation that you surrendered them to me. I never asked you to surrender them to me. First of all, when we were in the house talking to each other,
yes, ma'am.
When you were making your veterinary appointments, I had no idea that you were going to be arrested.
I really highly doubt that, Stacey. My animals are everything to me, and you guys don't care.
It's not a matter of don't care.
And not even that, Stacey. I'm going to tell you right now that I have when I got out of jail, I had to go get my stuff out of the house, okay? And I did not know that this was there. And my dog was so happy to see me, which broke my heart for one. But Tammy kept trying to ask me if she could keep him, and I was like, well, as far as I know right now, he should still be custody of animal control because I had my dad call you to find out what was going on. And
whatever happens between you and Tammy about Zeus, animal control is not involved in whatsoever.
She told me that you guys told her that you could have him, or that she could have him.
She's lying, and she said so yesterday. Here's what she was told. I said, Tammy, Ashley left the animals in your care. If you want to hang on to Zeus, you may do that because that's what Ashley asked you to do. Tammy turned in the other dogs to us because she said she could not financially care for them.
Which is not true because my dad told her that he would send her the money. And on top of that, my dad paid for her rabies shots. My dad did. She did not pay for those shots, Stacy.
Hey, but I don't care about that, Ashley.
I'm trying to do...
That part I can't be involved in. It doesn't matter who paid for her rabies shots. It's the fact that she had to have them done.
I understand that, but this is the thing, Stacey. I told you that I did not want to lose my animals. I told you.
That's true.
I did tell you that. So my dad even called to try to arrange to have my animals picked up because that is all I care about. I spent 6 hours in jail crying because I found out that you guys took them again. Tammy would not answer her phone. I had no way to get in touch with anybody. And when I got out of jail, I didn't know that she does drugs. She snorts coke. And apparently when she snorts the coke shit, she gets crazy. And I'm not saying that to be facetious. I'm saying that to be real. And I have her recorded admitting to tasing her dogs with a tasing gun, and she tried to say it's her house and she could do whatever she wants. I didn't know she did all that when I stayed with her, Stacy. I just didn't have anywhere to go, and I had helped her find her pug before, so that's why I asked her if she would help me. Not only did she do that, but she stole my shit when I was in jail again, so this is the second time I've had stuff stolen from me. I don't have anything left. I'm living in a fucking hotel right now, and my animals are up for adoption, and nobody cares. And I'm very, very upset because I'm telling you that I did not do that to my dogs, and I don't know what you want me to say.
Actually, basically what happened is going to be between you and a judge and your attorney. Okay? I'm only responsible for taking care of the animals, of which we did. We have $1,400 in vet bills for the care of the animals. So $1,400 plus all the impound fees and boarding fees would have to be paid before you could pick them up. But as of Saturday, they are eligible for adoption, rescue, or euthanasia. Okay? Because as of Saturday, they became our property because we were holding them on a 10-day police confiscation.
I was told that I was not going to be allowed to get them back out.
Who told you that?
My dad said that he called down to the animal shelter and that you guys said that we weren't going to be allowed to get them back out. Somebody he talked to there. I don't know if he talked to an officer or if he talked to somebody at the desk, because if that was the case, Stacey, I would have already came down and got them.
Right now, basically what your dad was told was that at that moment, we did not know if we could legally release them because they are considered evidence, and that he would need to call back and talk to a supervisor. He did finally call back today and speak with me, and he gave no indication of wanting any of the animals other than Jack and Sunny.
No, I want all of them back.
Okay, well, I'm currently trying to figure out how much that would be.
Okay, if you could please find that out and let me know, because I am, like, really, really upset. I'm sorry, but I don't know what you want me to say, Stacey, but I will tell you that I did not know that Tammy did some of the things that she does to her animals, and I had just gotten out of jail. I had to call the cops on her twice because she was threatening to hurt me. I had to barricade myself into a room and block the door to keep her from trying to shoot me with her gun and everything else. And I asked the cops if they would do an emergency call to you guys to pick up Zeus because I don't feel that he is safe there.
Well, he was here the other day, and he seemed fine.
Her dogs recognize what a gun is, Stacey.
Okay, well, I can't be involved in that. Unless you're willing to come in and make a witness statement. I mean, just because a dog recognizes a gun, that's not illegal.
Well, if I have her on recording admitting to tasing her dog, isn't that illegal?
Possibly.
she specifically stated, yes, it's my house, it's my dog, I can do what I want. I don't agree with that. I'm sorry.
Okay, this is a rough estimate because I'm trying to do this on the fly and listen to you and do all this at the same time. It's $1,342.27 for the vet bills that we had to pay for the dogs, plus $890 for the impound fees and the boarding fees for the dogs and the cats. It's $2,232.27. Now that is a rough estimate because I think I'm missing a cat. I mean, in the sense of I don't think I charged you for it.
Hold on, let me write this down.
How many cats of yours did I take? 5 or 6?
You took
Or 7?
Six. I only have 6 cats.
That's what I thought. Okay, but I am missing a cat.
And when I had first moved in with Tammy, she had told me that I guess that cat that she has is a stray or whatever. She's lying. Because that cat, when I came to the house to get my stuff, was sleeping in her house, and she had cat food for it. And somebody else told me that she's had Chief since, because she was calling him Chief, and they said that she's had Chief since she lived on Kern Road or Avenue or wherever the hell that shit is. And it's not, I think it's in Killeen, but it's not in the same area of Killeen.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to find a pen.
Okay, that's fine.
Because my dad had even called in animal transport plates to arrange to have them picked up and taken to his house in South Carolina, since I was told I couldn't leave Bell County. And he was going to have them boarded and taken care of up there. Because I've had some of them for a very, very long time, Stacy. Hold on. Ah, shit. I know I have a pen in here somewhere. And the only reason why I didn't go back down there is because I'm scared of you guys. I'm sorry, but I am. And that's really fucking bad, but I feel like you guys are treating me like I'm guilty before even taking in everything, and I'm sorry.
It doesn't really matter what we think, actually. I mean, obviously, we're human. We're going to form opinions. The only opinion that's going to count is going to be a judge and jury, not a... Because I told you that day that this didn't look good. Remember?
Yeah, I know. You said you got the anonymous call. You said that it was a man.
Yep. And I wish I had that information of that person, but I don't.
I wish you had it too, because I would really like to fucking know who the fuck did the shit to my dogs. I never wanted Apollo to be neutered. If I wanted him to be neutered, he would have been to a vet. None of my dogs were neutered except for Zeus, and I received Zeus off of Craigslist, like, way back when I first got Apollo back.
Yeah.
He was at a house with a dog that was like a Chihuahua, and he was like really depressed. So I was like, well, I'll just get him a friend, because obviously he's been around a dog since he was stolen, and I didn't want him to be, you know, like emotionally distressed or whatever. And so some people were getting a divorce, and they said that I guess his wife's dog and his dog had babies, and they didn't want anything to do with this puppy because they were getting divorced. And they were like, we just think that it'd be better if he had a home, and he was already vetted and everything, so I just took him. I was like, okay, that's free dog, and don't have to do anything. Works for me. Only thing I had to do was his rabies.
Can you have a pen?
Yes, ma'am.
$2,320. Is what it'll cost you to get the animals back today before 4 o'clock. Every day that those animals sit here, it costs you more money. Every day that they sleep over is $66.
Per animal or just for the...
Total. So, like, for example, today is $2,300. Tomorrow is, or 320, I mean. Tomorrow it'd be 2,380 something. That makes, so every day they stay here, is $66 more. However, I can't release them to you unless you have a place for them to go.
Well, if I can arrange for the transport vehicle and all that stuff, because...
Listen, this is what I'm going to tell you, Ashley. I am not holding those dogs for you. I have already made attempts to find rescue for the Huskies. It is a first-come, first-served basis.
Stacey, that's not right.
That's our law. That is our city ordinance. We held them for 10 days, and then as of Saturday, they became our property. You have had...
Tammy told me that you guys said that I can have them back. My dad told me he called up there and said that they said that I couldn't have them back.
You have never called here, though.
No, because I was scared to call you, Stacey. I mean, I've been scared to call you because I've been told that if I call you guys again, that I'm going to get rearrested.
So how can you get arrested for a phone call? I mean,
I don't know, Stacey. I don't know what to think anymore. I'm just asking you to at least think about this. I mean, shit, put yourself in my position with your dogs.
Ashley, here's what you need to know, and you need to take to heart, and you need to understand. As of Saturday, they became property of the city of Killeen. You do still have a right to come and reclaim them, but that does not mean that I'm going to hold any of them for you. That means if, for example, someone walks in today and wants to adopt a husky puppy, Phantom could get adopted today, which means if you came tomorrow, you would have one less dog available to reclaim. Is that clear?
I understand what you're saying, but it's still not right.
Well, right, wrong, or indifferent, that is our city ordinance, and that is how we are going to proceed, is the same way we would treat every other citizen in the city of Killeen. Okay?
Stacey, you told me that as long as I did not surrender them, that you would not do anything with them until after the trial.
I never said that. First of all, it is cruel to hold on to an animal until a cruelty case can go to trial in a cage. That is cruel, and there is no way I'm going to be involved in that. Okay? So the thing is that, first and foremost, the dogs, the animals themselves have absolutely nothing to do with your criminal charges. The dogs are a separate issue. They are only evidence in your criminal trial. That does not mean that we have to, because they are a live animal, we do not have to hold them like we would a stolen laptop or a piece of furniture. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So once the animals by our ordinance became our property, we can do with them as we see fit. And what we plan to do is, because of the situation with Cowboy being owner surrendered by you, but then again still at your house, we are not offering the dogs up for adoption in the city of Killeen. We are sending them to rescue only. Because we want to make sure that the situation with Cowboy does not occur again.
I posted a lot of all the animals that you guys asked me to surrender. I posted on Craigslist and told everybody, if anybody can go adopt one of my rescues, that's because I didn't want them to get put to sleep. You can't blame me for that, Stacey.
Well, no, I mean, I think your heart was in the right place, but unfortunately, you should not have had Cowboy in your hands. He was surrendered by you to us, and then we were deceived by the gentleman who adopted him. So we're not going to fall for that twice. Live and learn. So you know that it'll cost $2,320 to come get them today before 4.
Is that the estimate, or?
Well, it's actually $2,318.27 is actually what it is, but it's easier to say $2,320. It's easier to say that.
Okay.
And every day that those animals are here, it's $66 more. So like I said, tomorrow, $2,380.
Stacey, I know that you said that if I gave you those dogs, that I would not be allowed to get them back this time until the trial.
You did not give me those dogs.
I know I didn't give them to you. I
gave us those dogs. But keep in mind, no one surrendered to us. We took them under police confiscation, meaning, for example, if a person is caught driving while intoxicated and they have their dog in their car, because of an arrest, no one is left in charge of the animals, and so therefore we take the animal and we hold it for 10 days. It is the same thing that happened with your animals. You were arrested. The adult that was left there said they did not want to take care of them. We had to take them in here. Okay? We held them for 10 days. Today is day 13.
But that doesn't make sense, Stacy, because when I got arrested by Detective Parr, if you remember, I said, Tammy, can you call my dad and ensure that my dogs still go to the vet?
She said yes, but
And then Detective Parr said, no, we're taking your dogs. And then you said Apollo needs to go too.
Those are the injured ones. That has nothing to do with a whole lot of them. Those are the injured ones that needed immediate medical care. But the problem is, Ashley, is that those 3 dogs needed immediate medical care.
3?
We could not leave them.
What do you mean 3?
Phantom, Scooby, and Apollo all were medically damaged because of acts that were committed on them.
I thought that you guys just said it was just Phantom and Apollo.
No, it was Scooby too.
What the fuck?
Well, and I have the leather glue that you used to glue the dog's ears together, and I have the rubber bands that were used in this process. So I have that evidence as well. So, I mean, I'm going to end our conversation by making sure that you're crystal clear on what is owed and what can occur. Can you repeat it back to me?
$2,320, $66 per day.
Okay.
And you're saying
when did the dogs become our property?
You said that it was Saturday, right?
Yep. And what can we do with those animals at this point?
You're stating that they can be adopted out, even though I know for a fact that you said something different before.
This is what I said, is that after an animal becomes our property, we can...
I'm talking about the day that you guys came to my house.
The only thing I said to you that day was you were begging me, promise you'll take care of my dogs.
That was after I got arrested, Stacy. Before I got arrested, why would I call the vet and tell you that I didn't want you to take them? I mean...
Before you got arrested, I thought you were keeping them. I was not going to take your animals until you got arrested.
Well, I don't understand why anybody didn't allow my dad to take them, because my dad said that he would arrange a transport vehicle to come get them, and you guys told him no.
Okay, first of all, some man that showed up or called on the phone, first of all, did not indicate who he was to the first person he talked to. The second person that he talked to...
It's supposed to be an actual company that, like, they visit... I guess they're out of Austin. They are...
listening to me.
Go ahead.
The first time your dad called, he spoke to one of my female staff members and did not say who he was. The second time that he called, or maybe during that same phone call, he did explain to one of my male staff members who he was, and at that point he was told that no one could claim the animals that day because we didn't know if we had to hold on to or not, that that guy needed to call back and talk to his supervisor. He did not call back and talk to his supervisor until today.
That's not true, because he told me he talked to Officer Staten and Officer Vulu, and both of them explained to him that they could not put any of the animals up for adoption because they were being held as evidence.
Right, and since then we have spoken to Detective Parr, and we have spoken to our legal counsel, and we are allowed to put them up for adoption since the 10 days has expired. That is in the city ordinance. So that's exactly what we have done. And what we have chosen to do is put the animals up for rescue only. So that's what we're doing. Now, you can still come claim whatever is left here when you have the $2,320. But we're certainly not going to release the animals to you without that money, because that is money debt that you owe to the city.
Okay, well, let me try to call my dad and see what
So that's what we're doing. Now, you can still come claim whatever is left here when you have the $2,320. But we're certainly not not going to release the animals to you without that money, because that is money debt that you owe to the city.
Okay, well, let me try to call my dad and see what I can do.
All right.
All right, bye.